This video will show you what you need to stay warm in a tent in the snow. Now, first of all, you're going to need a tent. That might seem obvious, but some people try and be tough and just sleep outdoors. I've tried to do it myself. Your tent is your very first level of defense from this wind and from snow piling up on you. So you definitely want to invest in a proper winter tent, one that won't get collapsed by the snow if it piles on top of you. Now, saying that, the tent is still going to be only 5 to 10 degrees warmer inside than it is outside, even if you got the breeze and the snow off of you. So there's a number of other things that you're going to need inside of your tent to stay warm. So let me give you a quick tour of what I got going on in here. First of all, here's my sleeping setup. I have 2 pads. One closed cell foam pad for the bottom and another inflatable pad to sleep on top of. That gives you 2 layers between you and that cold ground below you, which helps immensely. Just trying to sleep directly on this floor with your sleeping bag is going to be very, very cold. The heat will just go straight into the earth and you will cool down very quickly. These layers make a huge difference. Of course, you're also going to need a sleeping bag like I have right here. I have here a synthetic Mountain Hardwear brand sleeping bag that goes down to -20. So it is larger and bulkier than most sleeping bags, but then again, it's worth it to carry the extra weight and size to get something that's going to keep you warm. Now for clothes, got a few different items. I've got the one beanie that you already saw that I'm wearing that is rather medium weight. This is the heavy duty one right here. This keeps me quite warm. Your head loses some 80% of your body heat, I believe. So you definitely want to keep your head covered with something. Here are mountaineering grade socks, extra thick socks. They're good for hiking. They protect your feet from blisters as well as keeping them extra warm. Bring extra pairs. I always bring more pairs than I actually need because once you get a pair wet, it's a real hassle to try and get it dry, and you definitely don't want to deal with wet socks when you're out here. Just as kind of an added luxury, not that I actually need them, but I have some down booties. This is down, goose feathers, and I just wear them inside the tent because this would get all torn up if I tried to wear it outside, but just some extra warmth with these down booties. Here is my pillowcase, and inside the pillowcase is a down jacket. So when I'm not wearing the down jacket, I stuff it inside of here, and then it makes for a nice soft place to sleep. But then you also have a down jacket, and down is very, very warm. Although be careful with down. If it gets wet, it gets all messed up, and then this down will not function anymore. That's why this sleeping bag is made of synthetic material. If it gets wet, it actually continues to stay warm and it won't damage the material. So synthetic for the snow and wet is better than down. Now nevertheless, here's a down jacket. This is really not a recommended jacket to bring, even though it's very warm. It's plenty warm for my needs. It's rather fragile. It could rip. This is more of a city jacket for wearing in the cold in the city. It's pretty bulky and heavy. You can definitely invest in some outdoor jackets that are more durable on the outside and just as warm. Although, I just wanted to bring this because it's really warm. It's even warmer than that down jacket I have stuffed in my pillowcase. Then, you're gonna get some heavy winds. Like right now, the winds are nasty. And just to put a rain jacket over everything helps immensely to keep out that wind, because rain jackets are completely wind proof. So you can put on all these layers underneath this, and if they're not windproof, then you're still going to get a lot of cold that seeps through. This will keep it in no matter how hard the wind is blowing. And of course, gloves, an absolute necessity. I went without the gloves for like 15 minutes earlier just doing some chores outside, my fingers just froze. And I had to come in here and nurse them back to warmth, which took quite a while, like a half an hour. And you also want thermal layer. I have them, I'm already wearing them right now. This is an extra pair, and just put those, have that against your body to help insulate and keep in your body heat. I have this underwear version and then the shirt version that I have on right now. Layers, layers, layers. So now we're gonna go to my shoe closet. I'm gonna open up this vestibule in the back, and let's look at the shoe closet. Okay, I brought 3 pairs, which is kind of overkill, but it doesn't hurt. I had plenty of space to be able to carry stuff. So I have here my regular hiking shoes, which are waterproof, but they are shoes, not boots. Then I have my regular hiking boots right here, standard backpacking boots, and then I have the military grade Mickey Mouse boots. So on this trip, really, I could have gotten away with just these. It's cold, but it's not so cold that I needed to resort to these. These are warm enough, and they handle the snow okay. These hiking shoes are only not really recommended for the snow. I thought maybe it wouldn't snow so much I'd be able to use them, but you don't want the snow going in over your ankles. These here are great boots for very cold conditions. If you're going to have your feet buried in the snow, they're going to keep your feet warm. But really, it's not that cold, and they're also not so great for hiking. They don't perform nearly as well. These are by far the best for this particular trip. The only drawback being that once you get below freezing, leather loses its pliability. And there have been times when I almost couldn't put my boot on because it had frozen so hard. So that's when synthetic materials or rubber would be better if it's really, really cold. So that's it for the shoe department. Finally, the nutrition department, which is also an important part of staying warm. So let's go to the kitchen. And in here, we have all the food and the water that you need to also help you stay warm. So I've got the stove right here. This helps me boil water. I can make warm drinks, even if it's just warm water. That gets warm water into your body, warms you from the inside out. This water here is barely above freezing. It's probably just 33, 34 degrees. If I drink it like it is, it's gonna chill me down considerably. If I just warm it up on this stove, just bring it to room temperature, then the stove is doing the work that your body would otherwise be burning calories doing and cooling you down in the process. So eating food, which I have here in my bear canister, it also gives you calories, which helps you stay warmer, and the stove obviously is necessary for boiling liquids. So that's it. The tour of my tent and all the things you need to stay warm in a cold tent in a snowstorm.